Greetings, my name is Seth, and I'm going to be talking today about an incredibly beautiful and important feature of the Earth, the ozone layer. This layer of ozone in the stratosphere maintains life on Earth as we know it. This occurs because the stratospheric ozone absorbs harmful UV radiation, particularly the most potent forms, UVC and UVB, which cause skin cancer and death. The interesting thing about this ozone layer that shields and guards the Earth from UV radiation is that it's actually very thin, only 1/8 of an inch, or about the size of 2 pennies stacked on top of each other. This figure here shows how ozone is formed in the stratosphere through the breaking apart of oxygen molecules by sunlight, which frees single oxygen atoms, which then form with another O2 to form O3. O3 and a single oxygen cycle between each other through various reactions, and then ozone, O3, can be destroyed when it actually reacts with an oxygen to form O2 molecules. However, this cycle, the Chapman cycle, isn't the only explanation for the destruction of ozone in the stratosphere. And one incredibly important cycle is the chlorine-catalyzed destruction of ozone, which occurs especially through chlorofluorocarbons, or CFCs, that are emitted into the stratosphere. These CFCs come from refrigerants such as Freon. And this series of reactions here shows how once CFCs are in the stratosphere, they can destroy ozone molecules. First, the CFC is broken apart with UV radiation to free the chlorine atom within the molecule. The chlorine then reacts with ozone molecules, breaking it apart to form oxygen and chlorine monoxide. The chlorine monoxide can then react with single oxygens in the stratosphere, which then forms another oxygen O2 molecule plus a single chlorine molecule. This single chlorine can then attack another ozone molecule, repeating the cycle and destroying the ozone layer that protects the Earth. So this seems like a major problem. And according to this important report, the Assessment for Decision Makers, a scientific assessment of ozone depletion, published by several agencies, this CFC has been a major issue in the depletion of the ozone layer. So here, this figure, let me enlarge it a little bit, shows that since 1960, the ozone column, or the ozone layer, has decreased quite a bit, which correlates to an increasing concentration in stratospheric chlorine, showing how the CFCs destroy ozone. However, in the 1980s and 1990s, you can see that a marked change in the trend occurred, indicating that there was some event here that decreased stratospheric chlorine and allowed the ozone layer to start recovering. And this was the Montreal Protocol, a treaty that was agreed upon in August of 1987, which dictated that through the 1990s, the production of CFCs around the world would be reduced and eliminated, which is why around that time, the 1990s, stratospheric chlorine starts declining and the ozone column begins recovering. This is a very important event for maintaining this shield that protects the Earth from harmful UV radiation.